Coming to you live is the AutoHub show, changing automotive one show at a time with Ian and Jeff. And here we go.
Oh la la! What? Absolutely.
So here we are downstairs in the subterranean levels of Lucid land. And Adam's going to give us a quick little walk around to the car. You got to see this thing, it's very neat as you unlock it. The lights just start doing a dance and everything else. But I'll turn it over to Adam. Tell us about the car.
Absolutely. So what we're looking at right now is the Lucid Air Grand Touring. As I mentioned before, longest range, fastest charging electric car on the road today. This car is rated with 837 kilometers to a single charge. And we say fastest charging. If you plug this into a 350 kilowatt DC fast charger, which we've got all around Greater Vancouver here, you're looking at about 350 kilometers in about 15 minutes. So
for American people, just divide that by about just over two-thirds, or a third. Two-thirds.
The Lucid Air, you know, one of the things that's super striking when you first see it is you've got this beautiful light blade, really identifiable, especially on a nice evening. You get looks, you get a lot of people pointing and saying, "What is that thing?" And of course, underneath the hood, there's the largest front trunk of any EV on the road today, minus the trucks, of course. But our customers really find that they love this space, especially on the Grand Touring here. We've got a powered up and powered down, and so our customers really find that this is functional space that they use that you wouldn't really get in any other luxury sedan.
Back when Rivian opened up here, I lived by their I don't know, studio, whatever you call it, and I'd walk by before anybody knew what it was to see their trucks inside, and they had a whiteboard because they're trying to educate everybody. And the number one thing, you know, things to do before you leave, number one, close the frunk.
Right.
And that's what they call it, the front trunk.
Yeah. So on this vehicle here, we have 21-inch P0 tires. Of course, we've got our charge port door here as well. You will notice we've got this optional California Bear icon, as I was saying to you before, up in our showroom. We are a California company, and we find these odes to California in a lot of our design aesthetic, in the colors we choose, and even the interior. This interior option on this car here is called Mojave. Our design team went to Mojave at midnight, took a lot of different photos and videos, supply footage, and created this aesthetic based on the Mojave Desert and midnight.
Very cool.
One of the things that's also identifiable is this very unique kind of two-toned roof. So we've got a different kind of color on the rails here and the bow in the back versus the body color. Really identifiable, and a lot of our customers just love that aesthetic.
Well, the car's very striking, that's for sure.
The rear tail light is also really identifiable. It's got this kind of 3D look to it, and of course the trunk opens up fully. One of the widest openings in a sedan of its class. We've got some additional storage down here. The seats go back 60/40, of course, with the ski pass-through. So really,
massive.
Massive trunk, lots of storage space. Our customers really love it.
Terrific.
Shall we head inside?
You betcha.
Great.
So looking at that, but they also hide away too, right?
They do, yeah. When the car locks or starts driving, the door handles just close automatically like that. They know that you're near by the presence of the key fob or the Lucid app, and of course we also have a valet card as well to tap in if you don't have.
Does the program, instead of beeping when you open the door, go, "Hi, Adam, welcome home"?
It does not. It does not say that, but we do. That said, we do have facial recognition built into the car.
Wow.
And so it recognizes drivers and sets driver profiles, temperature, and seating, and steering wheel adjustments
That's
based on
cool.
the
That's very cool.
drivers. Absolutely. There we are.
Look at that. First thing you notice, of course, you open up the door. The aroma's just amazing.
Yeah, it's definitely, you know, we are not using a lot of plastics on this car. This is fully, Napa full grain leather. We've got Alcantara detailing, premium textile, and even on this trim here, we have this carbon oak, which is from the Mojave Desert. Once again, not plastic painted to look like wood, but it's a real luxury finish.
And you know what's funny, because you'll get people, environmental type people, etc. Vegan leather, which is plastic. It's vinyl. I don't care what anybody says. There's what is it? What do you harvest to make vegan leather? So is plastic? There's a whole debate around that. But
yeah, we do offer in this this interior option, the Mojave. We do offer a vegan alternative just for those customers, but it's not the default on the Grand Touring. You have the option.
It's like Mercedes used to call it MB Tex.
Right.
BMW called it leatherette vinyl.
Right.
So here's the thing. First thing I noticed when I sat in the car were buttons. That's so nice to sit in the car and actually adjust your buttons instead of wait for the screen to come on and tell you what to do. So that was very nice.
One of the things that I love and a lot of our customers love is that exact same thing. We've tried to build a car that feels like a car. It's the addition of physical buttons and switches.
Yeah.
One of our designers, her name is Ianandjeff, she often says things like volume up, volume down, fan up, fan down. You don't need to innovate these things. These are, you don't need a screen. Everyone knows how to use these features. Though that panel, the one that you're on the right hand side, also works in tandem with the pilot panel, which is in the lower center display there. And on that pilot panel, you've got lots of different controls. So you, of course, in that pilot panel in the middle there, you can control your drive modes: smooth, swift, and sprint. The difference, of course, you'll see when we're on the when we're actually on the road. But really the main difference is you're going to tighten up your steering, tighten up your suspension, and unlock all 819 horsepower in this Lucid Air.
I love the way that changes there.
Yeah. Steering wheel adjustments, up, you can adjust it as well as you like. We've also got mirror adjustments, open and close the glove box, and lots of different features on that main screen. Along the top of that display, we've got seat adjustments, as I was mentioning before. We've got those redundant seat adjustments, so the ones that are on the side of your seat, but you can adjust position, height, recline, cushion, tilt, lumbar support. You're adjusting the passenger right now, actually.
We're going to move you in right up there.
There you are. Yeah, so it's lots of different customizability. You can save it to a profile as well. Yeah, lots of different customizability with these seats. Of course, as I mentioned before, it wouldn't be a luxury car without those massage seats in the Grand Touring. They come standard. 5 different massage options on this Grand Touring here. Themes is ambient lighting. That's the ambient lighting that you see throughout the cabin. There's all these LED strips kind of through the center pillar here, and
look at that,
and all throughout the front and rear of the cabin. You can adjust the brightness and the different theme as well. On the bottom of that pilot panel, you can also change your HVAC. So of course we've got heated and cooled front seats, heated rear seats, heated steering wheel, defrost mode, all those different features that you would expect.
Look at that. That's just it's phenomenal. Height, recline, driver, passenger.
One of the coolest things I personally think about that center pilot panel is, if you might notice, there's a little bit of storage actually behind that pilot panel. And so if you want to remove that panel, what you can do is just swipe up from the bottom of the display. A little bit slower. There you go. And you've got some additional storage back there for a water bottle, a camera, a handbag, something like that.
And actually, it's kind of secure because people don't really realize it's there. Didn't you have? Was there also a panel that flipped or something?
I believe, like you can change.
Not on the Lucid Air.
Maybe I was wrong.
There's a few cars in the market right now that have you could change the orientation. I think.
But you can change the content, right? You can move the content from one panel to another. Yes.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
So that's what I was talking about.
If you pull up maps on that infotainment display up there, you can actually swipe it down, just that second icon.
That one there?
You just tap on the arrow. Right there, you got it.
Oh, wow.
And then you'll notice now that maps are up on the screen. On the pilot panel at the bottom, you've actually got this little tab at the top that you can pull down to make that map go full screen. So
on the bottom,
bottom panel up at the very top of the bottom panel there, just pull that down. And so these screens are actually, they're working in tandem.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah. To come close to anything, the car is auto prompting for the proximity sensor. Yeah, those proximity sensors come up, and the full 360-degree cameras auto prompt.
Do you know what? Sorry.
You can X out of those if you. They'll turn off automatically, but
like the power is you can just sort of feel like that there's some beast sitting underneath there.
Yeah. And
as you back off, it's got regenerative charging too, I assume.
Yeah, regenerative braking. It's one of the ways that we're able to get the long range on this vehicle. Yeah. This car has pretty aggressive regenerative braking. Takes a while to get used to, but yeah. Have you driven many electric cars, Jeff?
Enough,
Okay.
I've driven Model S's and I've driven Model 3, some of the lower end ones, and they're definitely very interesting. But the thing is, after a few minutes, they become quite normal.
Yeah.
But they don't feel the same. This certainly feels tighter, and like the one thing I find, I hate to pick on the Teslas, they don't feel that tight. Like there's creaks, there's here you feel like you're in a luxury car, and for this kind of money, it better be.
We pride ourselves on the build quality. The factory down in Arizona they're doing some amazing work, and we've had iterations. We're taking customer feedback as we started. We've only been delivering cars for about a year now, and as every customer that we deliver a car to, we're taking feedback based on what they say is working, what's not. And
my doctor just got a BMW, the big SUV, electric, and Hans Zimmer. One of the things they do, Hans Zimmer has created a sound system for the car, so you can make it, and it's just pure fun. That's all it is. The sounds, and like the Taycan, they make it. You can sound like a 911 turbo Porsche.
Yeah, so we don't have that option, and part of our DNA as a company is that we call ourselves post-luxury. So the idea is luxury without opulence. It's fine materials. It's good craftsmanship. But it's not necessarily all those bells and whistles that are kind of filler.
See, I got him to stop talking there for a second. He was afraid I was going to open it wide up.
No, you're good.
I'm only partially an adult, just so you know. Cars, not a lot of creaks and rattles, and which you expect in a car at this price range. But others, no, they haven't.
And that's the manufacturing. I mean, we've been building cars just for about a year now, but as I mentioned before, made many different iterations and changes in the manufacturing processes to optimize efficiency and quality. We want to make sure that we're delivering a car that people have been waiting for a long time for these vehicles, right? Yeah. And so we want to make sure that we're meeting their expectations.
Yeah. Your plant, is it a repurposed plant from somebody, or?
No, we built it from the ground up. So
wow.
The company sourced this location in Casa Grande, Arizona. It's about an hour south of Phoenix. And built it purposefully built for the Lucid Air. Phase 2 is well under construction right now. That's for our Gravity SUV, which will come out in 2024. We've previewed it already, and we'll open it up for reservations early next year. Purposefully built for this vehicle.
So what I like too is it feels like a car. It doesn't feel foreign, because everybody's trying to, even the what do we call them? The legacy OEMs are wanting to have the big screen in the center, minimal here, or you get the luxury ones that have the giant screen right across the front.
Yeah,
which is cool, but
it's definitely, I would say that a lot of our early customers, at least the ones that I've interacted with here in Western Canada, strangely enough, this is their first electric vehicle.
Oh yeah.
They're not coming from a Tesla. They're not coming from something LCV. They're coming from an S-Class Mercedes or something in that class, and they want an EV, and they want long range, and they want a lot of power, and we're able to kind of fit in the middle of that Venn diagram.
A lot of people don't know about the car. They all think, and then of course, because Tesla did do a heck of a job of almost creating the market. We're going to be going and driving a Lucid. What's that? It's a car. What kind of car? A cool car.
It's brand awareness. It's butts in seats. People experiencing this vehicle, and that's why we're really trying to invite people to get behind the wheel. This Saturday, actually, we're doing open houses in all of our studios and service centers across North America, where we've invited customers in to just experience.
You get a lot of heads. A lot of people look and go, what the heck is that?
Absolutely. A lot of our customers, that's important for them. They want a car that nobody else on the block has. Something that they could take to their, to their business meetings or their family outings,
Well, that's what it's about. Literally, people don't look. People don't look at Ferraris anymore in the city.
Our Vancouver location was the first Canadian location that we opened up. EV adoption, of course, is the highest in Canada and British Columbia. And then, of course, just the amount of really nice cars in the city, we've seen a lot of interest for sure.
So when I was talking about the braking,
Yeah.
does it sense when you want to? Does it apply more when it feels like it's coming to a very slow stop, or does it just stay the same way?
Yeah, so it's really based on the kind of the how fast you're going on the kind of on the entry, we'll say. You'll see actually right behind the steering wheel there, you've got that above your speedometer, you're kind of going from power to charge. So if you were to let off the accelerator, it's going to flip pretty quickly into charge. If we're going,
Yeah.
So it's going to adjust based on kind of entry speed and accommodate accordingly.
Well, it's so very foreign to people used to conventional cars, because when you come out of a sports car, you gear down.
Of course.
Here, this kind of explains, how the performance side of driving is done on an electric car, and more specifically this. Why I think you guys did such a heck of a job at Goodwood.
High performance, high power, and also meets those functional requirements of a customer who's going to buy a luxury sedan, right? The performance piece, we've got that background in the electric racing, like I mentioned before.
Yeah.
Goodwood, absolutely. We're winning awards left and right for this car and Lucid Sapphire, which we've just announced. They're pure. So the same vehicle that we're in right now, just single motor, rear wheel drive, with a little less range, smaller battery pack. The Touring, which is our mid-range, and the Pure, which is our entry trim, are delivering now. Definitely a mind shift that people need to take when they're taking the plunge and moving into a zero emissions vehicle or a battery electric. I think that when you park your car in your driveway or in your garage every night, you can fill your gas tank just by plugging it into a regular 110 outlet or a 220.
Thanks for joining us. It was a great show, and follow us anywhere you would like on your favorite podcast, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and of course on our YouTube, or subscribe to our own channel.